Stop. That new truck in your driveway isn't a workhorse. It's a ticking time bomb of plastic and sensors. Today, we expose the uncomfortable reality. Modern pickups have become weak, fragile, and overpriced. We are counting down 10 classic legends that prove newer is not better. These are machines built with solid axles, mechanical diesel pumps, and frames that refuse to snap. No limp mode, no software updates, just raw, unbreakable power. From the million-mile Cummins to the unstoppable Unimog, these trucks will outlive us all. Which one is the absolute king of the off-road? Watch until the very last second to find out. Subscribe now if you're tired of disposable tech, and let's get to work. We kick off our list with an icon that defines the 1970s off-road scene, the 1977 Ford Bronco half-cab. While most remember the Bronco as an SUV, the half-cab pickup configuration is the rarest and arguably the coolest. 1977 was the final year of the beloved first-generation Broncos, making this specific model the peak of that era's design. It sat on a short 92-inch wheelbase weighing roughly 3,800 lbs, which gave it a turning radius tight enough to shame most modern sedans. Under the hood, you typically found the legendary Ford 302 cubic-inch V8, delivering reliable low-end grunt. What makes the 77 Bronco superior to modern compact trucks is its simplicity and off-road geometry. It featured a solid front axle with coil springs, a radius arm suspension setup that provided incredible articulation on trails, while maintaining a surprisingly civilized ride on the street. Modern trucks often use independent front suspension, IFS, for comfort, but IFS is complex and prone to breakage under heavy articulation. The Bronco's solid axle is simple, strong, and easy to lift. With a top speed of around 85 mm/h, it was fast enough for highway use but built tough enough to conquer rocky terrain without snapping a CV axle. Furthermore, the 1977 model included significant upgrades over earlier years, such as standard front disc brakes and power steering, making it drivable in modern traffic without sacrificing its vintage charm. Today, a pristine 77 half-cab is an investment vehicle, often commanding prices between $60,000 and $100,000 depending on the restoration quality. It serves as a reminder of a time when a truck was a tool, a toy, and a statement, all wrapped in one compact steel package. While modern trucks rely on traction control software, the Bronco relies on mechanical grip and a driver who knows exactly how to handle a short wheelbase machine. Next up is the definitive square-body Chevy. The 1986 Chevrolet K10 Silverado represents the twilight of the classic solid-axle era for GM. This generation, running from 1973 to 1987, is arguably the most recognizable truck silhouette in American history. The 1986 model year is particularly special because it sits right in the sweet spot. It retained the classic chiseled front end and the robust solid front axle, a feature GM would abandon in favor of independent suspension just 2 years later in 1988. Weighing in at around 4,500 lbs, this truck feels grounded and substantial in a way that modern aluminum-bodied trucks often do not. Under the hood, the 350 cubic-inch, 5.7L small-block V8 was the heartbeat of this beast. In 1986, these engines were still using the quadrajet carburetor before the full transition to TBI fuel injection the following year. This implies you could fix almost any engine issue with a simple screwdriver and a wrench. The Silverado trim meant you were riding in luxury by 80s standards. Think plush velour bench seats, power windows, and air conditioning. It combined the rugged utility of a farm truck with the comfort required for long highway drives, cruising comfortably at 70 mph without straining the engine. But the real reason this truck beats modern rivals is its modification potential and parts availability. You can essentially build a K10 from scratch using a catalog today. Modern trucks are locked down with proprietary software and integrated modules. The K10 is an open canvas. Whether you want a restoration project or a monster mud truck, the 1986 K10's box frame chassis provides a foundation that plastic clips and crumple zones just can't match. Its value has skyrocketed recently, proving that drivers are craving a connection to the road that modern electric steering systems have completely eliminated. If you want style that screams 1980s, look no further than the Jeep J10 Honcho. The J-Series trucks, based on the full-size Wagoneer platform, were in production for decades, but the Honcho trim package turned a work truck into a lifestyle icon. Visually, it is unmatched with its bold side stripes, factory roll bar, and often a bright, daring color palette. Weighing roughly 4,200 lbs, it was lighter than some competitors but felt incredibly planted thanks to its wide stance. It featured the Quadra-Track system, a revolutionary full-time four-wheel drive setup that offered excellent traction on all surfaces without manual hub locking. Powering the 1980 J10 was usually the AMC 360 cubic-inch 5.9L V8. This engine is known for being thirsty, yes, but also incredibly torque-rich and reliable. Unlike modern turbocharged small displacement engines that rely on high pressure and complex cooling, the AMC 360 is a big lazy V8 that produces power effortlessly. The bed of the J10 was also double-walled, a feature some modern manufacturers brag about today as if they invented it. This construction meant that heavy cargo thrown into the bed wouldn't dent the exterior body panels, preserving the truck's rugged good looks even after years of hard labor. Powering the 1980 J10 was usually the AMC 360 cubic-inch 5.9L V8. This engine is known for being thirsty, yes, but also incredibly torque-rich and reliable. Unlike modern turbocharged small displacement engines that rely on high pressure and complex cooling, the AMC 360 is a big lazy V8 that produces power effortlessly. The bed of the J10 was also double-walled, a feature some modern manufacturers brag about today as if they invented it. This construction meant that heavy cargo thrown into the bed wouldn't dent the exterior body panels, preserving the truck's rugged good looks even after years of hard labor. This is it, the Holy Grail. The 1991 Dodge Ram 250 with the 5.9L Cummins turbo diesel. This truck didn't just change the game, it invented the game for heavy-duty consumer diesel pickups. Before this, diesel trucks were slow, loud, and smoky without much payoff. Dodge took a risk by stuffing a commercial-grade inline-six engine, originally designed for tractors, into a pickup. Weighing over 6,000 lbs, this truck was a heavyweight champion. The 1991.5 mid-year update is critical because it introduced the intercooler, which significantly lowered exhaust gas temperatures and allowed for cooler, denser air to feed the engine, boosting longevity. Crucially, this engine uses the Bosch VE mechanical rotary injection pump. While later models use the P7100, the 91 VE pump is prized for its simplicity, dynamic timing, and instant starting capabilities. It requires zero electricity to run once started. An EMP blast could wipe out every modern truck on the road, but a 1991 Ram 250 would keep chugging along. Producing around 400 lb-ft of torque in stock form, it could tow heavy loads that would stress modern gas engines, all while delivering surprisingly decent fuel economy because it wasn't choked by modern emissions equipment. While the truck body itself, the old square Dodge body, was known to rattle and rust, the drivetrain is virtually bulletproof. Modern diesels are choked by DEF fluid, DPF filters, and EGR systems that often fail and cost thousands to repair. The 1991 Cummins has none of that. It is raw, unadulterated power. It is a million-mile engine wrapped in a wrapper that says, "I'm here to work." For towing heavy loads across the country without worrying about check engine lights or limp mode, this truck remains undefeated in the eyes of purists. Now we enter the military zone. The Kaiser Jeep M715, produced from 1967 to 1969, is based on the civilian Jeep Gladiator, but pumped up on steroids for the Vietnam War era. This is a 5/4 ton, 1 ton truck, meaning it was rated to carry significant weight off-road, a rating that puts most modern half-ton pickups to shame. With a curb weight of about 5,500 lbs and a gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR, of nearly 8,400 lbs, it is a massive piece of machinery. Visually, it is aggressive, with a convertible canvas top and massive fender flares designed to accommodate military tires. Originally, these came with the Tornado 230 OHC 6-cylinder engine. While that stock engine was complex for its time, the rest of the truck is pure iron strength. We are talking about a Dana 60 front axle and a massive full-floating Dana 70 rear axle with a super low 5.87 gear ratio. This gearing means the top speed is low, maybe 55 mph screaming downhill, but the crawling power is immense. It wasn't built for speed. It was built to move troops and supplies through deep mud where speed is irrelevant and torque is everything. Why does it beat modern trucks? Because it is a blank slate for extreme off-roading. Enthusiasts today often swap out the old engine for a modern Chevy LS V8 or a Cummins Diesel, and suddenly you have an unstoppable vehicle. It has no carpet to stain, no plastic dashboard to crack, and no sensors to fail. It is a truck reduced to its absolute basic function, moving heavy things over impossible terrain. While a modern Raptor worries about scratching its paint, the M715 wears its dents and scratches like badges of honor, proving its durability over decades of service. If reliability had a face, it would look like a 1978 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ45. This is the long-wheelbase pickup version of the world-famous FJ40. While the FJ40 gets all the love as a short SUV, the FJ45 was the workhorse that built infrastructure in the Australian outback and the deserts of Africa. Weighing around 4,300 lbs, it is dense and compact compared to American full-size trucks. In 1978, these trucks were powered by the updated Toyota 2F 4.2-liter inline-six engine. It's a cast-iron block that is often described as agricultural. It's not fast, topping out around 80 ACs, but it refuses to die. The engineering philosophy of the FJ45 is overbuilt. The chassis rails are thick, the leaf springs are heavy-duty, and the body panels are high-quality steel. There is a reason you still see these running in the harshest environments on Earth 40 years later without major overhauls. Modern Tacomas and Tundras are great, but they rely on complex electronics for traction control and engine management. The FJ45 relies on mechanical grip and driver skill. Its parts are accessible and simple, allowing bush mechanics to keep it running with minimal tools, a feat impossible with modern digital systems. Another feature modern trucks can't match is the removable hardtop and doors, offering an open-air experience while hauling a payload. The visibility is panoramic thanks to thin pillars and lots of glass, which is crucial for placing your tires accurately on technical trails. Owning an FJ45 today is a statement that you value endurance over comfort. It's a truck that will likely outlive its owner and then outlive the owner's children. Values have soared past $50,000, confirming that the world still craves a vehicle that prioritizes function over form. Crossing the Atlantic to the UK, we find the 1984 Land Rover 110 pickup. Note that in 1984 it was strictly called the Land Rover 110. The Defender name badge didn't formally appear until 1990, but this is the genesis of that legend. 1983-1984 marked a massive evolution for Land Rover as they moved from leaf springs to coil springs. This change revolutionized the ride quality and axle articulation, making the 110 one of the most capable stock off-road vehicles ever made. Weighing roughly 4,400 lbs, it balanced weight and capability perfectly, able to traverse soft mud that would sink heavier American trucks. The 110 pickup features a permanent four-wheel drive system with a lockable center differential, LT230 transfer case. This differs from the part-time systems of American trucks, providing superior traction in shifting conditions like snow or ice. Under the hood, you typically found the robust 2.5-liter diesel or the Rover V8. While not known for high top speeds, comfortable cruising is around 65 mph, The low-range gearing in the LT77 transmission allowed it to climb gradients that would stall a modern crossover. It was designed for the farm and the expedition, not the drag strip. But the killer app of the Land Rover is its body. It is made of Burma-Bright aluminum alloy. While the steel chassis can rust, the body panels never will. This makes the truck significantly lighter than its size suggests, lowering the center of gravity and preventing the cosmetic rot that plagues other classics. Modern trucks are getting heavier and heavier. The 110 remains a nimble utilitarian masterpiece that focuses on the purity of driving off-road. Its modular design allows you to unbolt almost every panel, making repairs or modifications incredibly straightforward for the average owner. This is the grandfather of them all. The 1946 Dodge Power Wagon was the very first mass-produced 4x4 pickup for the civilian market. Before this, four-wheel drive was almost exclusively for the military. Dodge looked at their WC Series trucks from World War II and decided farmers and utility workers needed that same capability. The result was the Power Wagon, a truck that looks like it eats other trucks for breakfast. Weighing a hefty 5,500 lbs and sitting on a 126-inch wheelbase, it was a slow-moving giant with a top speed of barely 50 mph, but it was virtually unstoppable. The specs read like a tractor: a 230 cubic inch flathead inline-six engine, a 4-speed manual transmission with no synchros, meaning you have to double clutch to shift, and a power takeoff PTO unit. This PTO could run sawmills, pumps, or the massive Braden winch mounted on the front bumper. It wasn't designed for the highway, it was designed to replace the horse. The winch wasn't a fragile accessory, it was a factory standard on many models, capable of pulling 10,000 lbs, often used to rescue other vehicles stuck in the mud. Modern trucks are designed to be comfortable daily drivers with soft suspension and noise insulation. The Power Wagon was designed to build America. Its fenders are thick enough to stand on. Its suspension is stiff enough to carry massive loads over plowed fields without bottoming out. It has zero safety features, zero comfort, and 100% character. If you want to understand the DNA of every pickup truck on the road today, you look at the 1946 Power Wagon. It proves that speed isn't everything. Sometimes raw mechanical capability is what truly matters. If the Power Wagon was the civilian hero, the 1953 Dodge M37 was the military perfectionist. Introduced as the successor to the WC Series, the M37 served through the Korean War and well into the Vietnam era. It is widely considered by military historians to be one of the best tactical vehicles ever built by the U.S. It shared the same T245 230 CI flathead 6-engine as the Power Wagon, but everything else was upgraded for extreme durability. Weighing nearly 6,000 lbs, it was heavier and more robust, with a top speed limited to around 55 mph. The M37 featured a waterproof ignition system and intake, allowing it to ford deep water right from the factory without stalling. The transmission and transfer case were brutally strong, designed to be operated by young soldiers under fire who might not be gentle with the gears. What separates the M37 from modern military-style trucks is its serviceability. Everything is accessible. You can change the oil, adjust the carburetor, or grease the chassis without removing plastic covers or needing a diagnostic laptop to reset a sensor code. The suspension setup, while stiff, was designed to never fail. The heavy-duty leaf springs and shock absorbers could take the impact of dropping from a plane or slamming into a ditch. Today, owning an M37 is owning a piece of history that functions as a virtually indestructible off-road toy. It reminds us that technology often adds complexity, but it doesn't always add reliability. While a modern truck might go into safe mode if a sensor gets wet, the M37 will happily drive through a river and ask for more. Finally, we arrive at the ultimate machine, the boss level, the 1988 Mercedes-Benz Unimog U1300L. To call this a pickup truck is almost an insult. It is a multi-purpose implement carrier. The U-300L was the standard transport for the German military and is revered worldwide. Weighing up to 16,000 lbs when fully loaded, it is in a weight class of its own. The secret weapon of the Unimog is its portal axles. Unlike a standard axle where the drive shaft enters the center of the wheel, portal axles use a gear set at the hub to drop the wheel down, raising the axle tube significantly for clearance. Powered by the OM352 or later OM366 turbo diesel engines, the Unimog is not fast, usually topping out at 50-55 mph, but it has torque that can move mountains. The frame is designed to flex, yes, flex. While modern trucks want rigid frames, the Unimog's frame allows for torsional twisting to keep all four wheels on the ground in extreme terrain. The transmission offers multiple reverse gears and crawl ratios that are barely moving, allowing for precision driving that no automated system can replicate. It represents the pinnacle of mechanical engineering before electronics took over. The U-300L beats modern trucks because it can go places they physically cannot. Deep water, vertical steps, massive boulders, the Unimog crawls over them without breaking a sweat. It is widely regarded as the most capable off-road wheeled vehicle ever produced. While modern trucks try to simulate ability with terrain response dials, the Unimog achieves it through sheer geometry and physics. It is the mic drop of the truck world, proving that sometimes the old ways really are the best ways. From the flathead 6 of the Power Wagon to the portal axles of the Unimog, these 10 machines prove that newer isn't always better. They were built with thick steel, mechanical precision, and a purpose that went beyond just looking good in a parking lot. They demand skill to drive and patience to maintain, but they reward you with a connection to the road that no modern truck can simulate. Which one would you take for the apocalypse? The indestructible Dodge Ram Cummins or the tactical Unimog? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into automotive history. Thanks for watching and keep on trucking.